Hello, thanks for coming to this Tuesday evening live. And this topic is about mindfulness for beginners. Now, mindfulness and meditation quiet the mind. They allow us to enjoy precious moment and to enjoy the moment. We can practice mindfulness or meditation at any moment during the day, and you can practice it as well for any amount of time that you want. Now, the more you practice, the better, the more benefits that you will see, but you can practice mindfulness for, let's say, 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and even more per day. And doing it every day is very liberating, and it's very rewardful because this is how we train ourselves actually to be in the now, to be in this moment, or to be in the moment. What actually holds us back and controls us are our emotions. And our emotion can cause us to constantly live in the past or, worry about the future. And when we're living in the past, we are reliving the past, we're reviewing the past. We're kind of like going back in circles. Let me give you an example. If you just had a fight with someone, right? And you're walking and it's like, I should have said this, and I should have said that, and I should have done this, and I should have done that, and there you are, but you're already ruminating about the past. Whereas when you're mindful, you're like, okay, right now, I'm a bit angry, but because of that, and right now I'm in the moment, that event has passed. I have the right to be angry, but I am not engaging with my emotion. I am allowing my emotion to take its motion. And I kind of repeated it a couple of times that emotions are actually energy in motion. So by being mindful and being mindful of my emotions and not engaging with them, I'm actually allowing them to have that motion. Now, we tend to carry emotional baggages around with us everywhere. And these and doing that really weighs us down. It's like, I'll give you an example. If I'm holding this cup, right? If I hold it for 2 minutes, it's fine, or even a couple of seconds, it's fine, it's not heavy. But if I hold it the whole day, it becomes heavy. The weight of the glass has not changed, right? But it's carrying it. And it's exactly the same thing with the emotions. When we don't allow them to have their emotions, or we don't allow them to move on, and we don't let go of them, we're actually carrying them with us, and they accumulate and accumulate and accumulate and become so tiring. So mindfulness is an incredible tool that helps us in many ways. And just spending these little moments during the day, just trying to be mindful and having these moments of silence where we're focusing on our breath, or we're watching our breath, or we're being in the moment and being mindful, using our senses of the activity that we're doing, actually changes our life. It changes our experience of life, because it gives us the time to contemplate, to reflect, and it helps us to ease away anything that is like stress and tension and anxiety. It helps us ease away these negative emotions that we're feeling, or these unpleasant emotions that we're feeling. So it's really important to practice them, because it's really life-changing. Now, I am going to give you some kind of exercise and tips that you can do during the day, except for, just sitting there and breathing, which is, for example, when you're reading a book. Reading a book is a mindful exercise. And when you're reading a book, you're actually activating your imagination. It's a great brain activity. When we meditate, meditation makes us realize how many thoughts are constantly going on through our mind, how it quiets the mind, and it quiets it for, like, when you're practicing 10 or 15 or 20 minutes of meditation, you're actually quieting the mind for that amount of time. Watching less TV. TV is actually a mindless activity and not a mindful activity. Watching TV is, you lose notion of your environment, of the time, you know. So I'm not saying do not watch TV. I'm just saying try to pick your favorite series to watch and then decide to watch like 1 or 2 episodes and try to do other activities, not to have that mindless activity going on. And it actually is kind of negative for you on even a psychological a psychological point of view. You feel that you're retracted from the world as well. You isolate yourself. You don't do a lot of social activities or interactions. Now, you might tell me, yeah, but I don't watch TV that much. I just watch it at night. I agree, but then reading a book is a better activity. I'm not going to the extremes of don't watch TV at all. On the contrary, but just really pick those moments to watch television. Another thing that you can apply is actually bring in like a ritual, you know, practice it in the morning or in the evening, or even in the morning and the evening. This is something that, you know, I advise to everyone and that I apply on myself. When I wake up in the morning, before my phone, before doing anything, I'm still in bed, I just take a couple of breaths, and these breaths actually allow me to, you know, bring oxygen to my brain, wake up a bit my body in a gentle way, and it calms down my nervous system. And at night, before going to bed, it actually helps me to clear my mind, to quiet this monkey brain, and it relaxes my body, it relaxes my nervous system, and it actually puts my body in preparation for sleep, which facilitates me being able to fall asleep faster. So even during the day, you can practice mindfulness by taking a couple of minutes, taking a break, and taking a breath. You know, it can just be like a cycle of 2 or 3 or 4 breaths. That's it. So how do we do diaphragm breathing, which is very important. You know, when we are babies, or even when you observe a baby when they're breathing, look at them, see how their stomach goes up and down and up and down. Or even when they're standing, you will see their stomach, how it goes up and down. That is the right way to breathe. As adults, we tend to forget to breathe properly. We tend to forget that we need to breathe from the stomach, from the diaphragm, and not from the lungs. So a technique that I like to use, especially when, you know, you're a beginner when it comes to this, is just put your hand on your stomach and the other one on your torso, and make sure that the one of the torso is not moving, and then the one that's moving is actually the stomach. So what you actually do is, like, when you inhale, and then when you exhale, let's do another one. So you see what I did there is that actually my exhale was longer than my inhale. And it's very important that our exhale is longer than the inhale. Our lungs have muscles, right, for the inhale, but it doesn't have muscles. It's a reflex. It's automatic when you exhale. And just to make sure that we have removed all the CO2, because there's always a little bit of CO2 remaining in the lungs, just to make sure that we have removed all the CO2 properly, that's why we really have to elongate the exhale, to make the exhale longer, and to pause in between every breath. Now, when you focus on your breathing and when you're doing these cycles, just look and focus on how easy the first breath is in and the other breath is out. And look how it does a cycle of the breathing in and out and in and out. Okay, so that's diaphragmatic breathing. Now, I am going to give you a couple of exercises in today's session to actually help you implement them in your daily meditation ritual if you want. Okay, so the first one, which I like to call, and I do it with kids as well, is called starfish. So you put your hand as a starfish, or the hand stop sign, you know, like when you're going on the street and it's like, stop, you know, you have a car or something. So you put your hand like this. This is the stop sign, right? And then what I want you to do is that with the opposite hand, you draw this hand and you inhale when you go up the finger. So it's like, making sure that you're inhaling in the stomach, from the stomach, and you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Amazing. So you do this with all of the hand. And even if you want, you do it with both hands. You can do it twice. You can do it 3 times. This really helps you to, pause whatever is going on, whatever emotion is going on, whatever thought is going on, is really to just pause. And then we can do another one, which is actually the body scan. And how do we scan our body? What I want you to do is close your eyes, take a few breaths, thank your breath for the life that it's giving you and nourishing your body in every day and in every way. I want you to feel your breath moving through your body. As you inhale, feel how it comes in your mouth, down your throats, into your lungs, and it's cleaning and it's cleansing and it's healing. And begin to feel any sensation that you're feeling in your body as you're doing it. If you have any tingling sensation, if you're feeling any tension in your body, where are you feeling it? And I want you to thank your body and tell it how much you appreciate it. And you can even go up and down your body and thank your feet, thank your legs, your thighs, thank your pelvis, your hips, your back, thank your arms, thank your hands, thank your neck and your head. And just allow the energy to flow in each of the area of your body and feel any tightness. And if you feel any tightness in any area in your body, just envision the area is just softening and softening, and relax those shoulders. Let those shoulders be relaxed. Let them drop and let them loosen. Work your way up and scan any other area that seemed to be out of sync. If you feel any tightness, imagine sending a beautiful light, a healing light, and let it infuse every cell and any organ with love. And finish by scanning the face, scanning the head, and notice how your skin feels. And if it feels supple or it feels tight. And keep tuning into your energy and acknowledge your body for how amazing it is. How amazing your body is. This is great. And just take a deep breath. And exhale. This is how you do the body scan. This is how you allow every area in your body to just relax, to just let go of any tension. This is great to do before sleeping. It's great if you want to do it when you wake up, or even if you have 5-10 minutes during the day, just practice the body scan. Another could be, for example, when you're eating, mindful eating. Mindful eating is like this amazing tool as well to help you manage and remove the excess weight that you want. Now, usually people don't like when I tell them that, but eating in front of the TV is not recommended. At least try to have 1 or 2 meals per day where you're not looking at a screen, where you're not, eating mindlessly. So see this, try one day, just get bag of popcorns or chips or something like that. Don't do anything and eat that bag, and see how much time it takes you to finish that bag. And then what I would like you to do is to go in front of the TV and eat exactly the same bag. and see how you will be like, oh, it's already done. How many times did it happen that you put your hand and you went searching to see if there's any other pieces remaining of whatever you were having? And this just shows you that you were actually eating mindlessly and not mindfully. Eating mindfully can be very, very fun. And you can actually realize that you will discover new flavors, new textures. You could do it maybe with a new fruit or a new kind of vegetable. It can be amazing to use this with your children to help them discover to help them discover new flavors. So how do we eat mindfully? Well, the first is, let's eat the food with our eyes. Let's look at the food. Let's look at its shape. Let's look at its form. Let's see how it looks like. What is the texture? How is the light hitting it from here? And try to imagine that this is the first time that you have seen this fruit. If it isn't your first time, it's the first time that you're seeing this fruit or this food or whatever it is. And then smell it. And feel it. Is the texture the same everywhere, or does it have a different texture? And you smell it, and then just put it a bit on your tongue and try to see what is the flavor there. And then take a little bite and chew and chew and chew and see how the texture is changing. See what are the flavors that are coming out. How are they coming out? Ideally, it would be to chew like around 20 times. Your stomach doesn't have any teeth. So it can't grind the food that you're sending down, And then when you chew it and you're ready to swallow, see how, be aware of the sensation of the food being removed from the mouth, going down your throat and getting into your stomach. You can start doing this, for example, if you're eating an apple or something like that, start by doing it by taking 3 or 4 bites of the apple. And then after, try to have a whole meal like that. Why do I say that? Because I'm the type of person that I rather that everything is done by baby steps, but at least the foundation is solid. So yeah, you know what? You did it on the first bite, you did it on the second bite. This is what I wanted to do today. 2 bites, and I did it. If I say I want to do the whole meal and I start getting bored at a certain time and I don't finish the meal, it's going to have a reversed effect. So the important thing is to set a goal that you know that you can do, that you can accomplish. And then the next time, push yourself to do it more and more and more and more. And this is how you'll see that you'll actually have finish your whole meal mindfully. And it would be nice if you want to write down what are the thoughts and what are the emotions, and you can actually see this is how you become in tune with your emotion, right? Some people actually do not enjoy eating. They just eat because they have to eat. They eat mindlessly and they're like, this is something that I have to get done with. I'm not enjoying it. Food is supposed to be enjoyable. Why are you swallowing? Enjoy the food. Another exercise is tea or coffee drinking, or drinking just anything. And for example, coffee, if you don't prepare your coffee in the morning, or it's the machine or anything, just by, grab the mug, hold the mug, try to feel the mug first, the texture that it has, and then put it in the machine and, try to hear every sound. Or I don't know, if you're putting it on the fire, on the stove, hear the gas and how it's catching fire, and then the water, how it's boiling. So it's really about using all of our senses. And then after, when the coffee is being poured in the glass, what is the noise that it starts to do in the beginning? And then after, the more it gets filled, how is the noise changing? Another thing is afterwards, when you're hearing the sound, and we can know when a glass is becoming full by the noise that it makes. Then we grab our mug and we just kind of touch it and see, where is it warmer? Where is it colder? How does the handle feel? Smell the coffee, try to, distinguish the aromas, and put your lips on the mug. How does it feel? Is it cold? Is it warm? And then take a sip And while you're taking, so of course, sorry, you smell the coffee and then you take a sip. How does it feel in your mouth? Don't swallow it straight away, you know, kind of like let it pass through your mouth, like when they're, you know, they're savoring wine, or, you know, so just like try to taste, what is the first flavor that I'm having? What other flavors are they? When I swallow it, again, the same thing, you know, leaving the mouth, going into the throat and into the stomach. And starting with 3 or 4 sips is a great way to start doing this exercise. And then maybe you would want to implement drinking your coffee mindfully every moment. And this is actually allowing you to start your day mindfully and by relaxing the nervous system. So this is a great exercise to apply. And this actually sets your day. Now, another very interesting exercise to use is grounding when you're feeling anxious. So I like to call this the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And actually through grounding, what we're doing, and it helps a lot, especially when we're having, or we're feeling anxious, or we're feeling very stressed, and it kind of helps us snap out of that moment, and it brings us into the now. So what I usually do when I'm grounding, now when you're doing this with kids, don't ask them to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sequence the way that I am explaining it to you, but then it will be just like 1, 1, 1 for them. So it's 5 things that I can see around me, right? So I try to look around me. What can I see? I can see my book. I can see the plant. I can see the lamp. I can see the other lamp. I can see the green lamp. I can see the box up there. I can see the Himalayan lamp over there. So, you know, so these are the 5 things. And this is how I ground myself to my environment. And then 4 things that I can touch. So what are the 4 things that I can touch? My mug, my phone, a bottle of water, the laptop, the lamp, whatever it is. And then 3 things that I can hear. What are the 3 things that I can hear? My voice. If I'm in the car, maybe the radio, the noise outside, the birds, the wheels, whatever it is, but trying to find 3 noises that I can hear. And then it's the smell. So 2 things that I can smell. It can be very easy. Just smell your own skin, smell your hair, just try to find anything that you can smell. And then finally, 1 thing that you can taste. If you have a bottle of water next to you, take a sip of water. Even if it's not that, then just the taste that's in your mouth. But why? Because when we ground ourselves by using these senses, what it's actually doing is that it's removing us from the, you know, the feeling of anxiety or the worry of the future or whatever had bothered us in the past. And it's allowing us to be right now. And it's helping us to be able to control and to subsidize the anxiety and to bring and to snap us out and bring us back into this moment. So this is for the grounding, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another one that I enjoy doing, and I think that we should kind of be, you know, it's not because we're adults that the inner child in us is not allowed to play. It would be going outside, for example, if you have a park or something, and just like doing it on a day where there is clouds, and just go lie down in the park or on your balcony, on the terrace or on the roof, and look at the sky. And just be there. Anyways, by you lying down on your back, you're going to be breathing properly, and just lie there and look at the clouds and try to see the shape of the clouds and try to see the different variations of shapes that that cloud is doing, the different colors that the cloud has. You know, maybe it can have like a darker gray, whiter, some places it's more fluffy than other places. And I'm sure that you used to do this as a kid. I remember I used to love doing this as a kid. And this is a very peaceful and enjoyable exercise to do. And it's allowing us to be in the now. You can practice this with your children, and I'm sure that they will enjoy it. And then something else that we can bring in is mindful walking. So when I was telling you about, the 3-minute activities that you can, the rituals that you can put in place, it can be diaphragm breathing in the morning, drinking the coffee, and then eating something mindfully. And well, there you can be up to 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or you can just do them little by little, and then they can add up to 3 minutes. Now, if you're really, really in a hurry, I would honestly tell you to, in the beginning, to really focus on the breath. This is I'm not the most important one. I'm sorry, I was going to say not the most important one, but it is very important. And we don't need anything around us or to put ourselves in a certain situation or need certain appliances or tools to be able to practice that exercise. So let's go back to mindful walking. Mindful walking is actually when you're going outside. So it's nice to be outdoors when you're doing this, right? So it's being in that moment, it's being in the now, it's feeling the air, how it feels on your skin, the sun, how it feels on your shoulders, on your head, the weather, how it feels, listening to the birds around you. If it's raining, feeling the raindrops, falling on your head, on your shoulders, on your hands. Then listening to the noise around you, looking at your environment and seeing the different colors and the different maybe type of flowers or the different types of buildings. And it's like just being fully present in that moment through all your senses and allowing yourself to immerse yourself in that moment. But at the same time, it's actually allowing you to train the mind not to really engage in that monkey brain talk, because, it will be like, for example, oh, stairs, yeah, okay, see stairs. Okay, I'm observing. What else do I see? It's good to stop to stop that thinking. A thought comes by, right? And then you start thinking of something that happened yesterday that bothered you. And then it's like, oh, a flower. You heard the thought, you observed the thought, but you didn't engage with the thought, So mindful walking is a great exercise that maybe if you can't practice it every day, at least try to practice it like once or twice a week. I advise to at least do 5 or 10 minutes a day of mindful walking. And it helps you in the same time whenever you might be in a stressful moment or something is going on, you're in the house, let's say, and you got really angry or you're really anxious. Just open the door and walk outside, and you'll see automatically your mood will change, your anxiety will come down, because you're kind of distracting yourself, and you're going and you're walking and you're just distracting your mind from being constantly in that negative emotion. Another tip that I would give, if you ever feel low or you ever feel down, well, I would advise you to go out and sit in the sun and mindful walking under the sun, or just sit under the sun, because the sun has vitamin D that helps us a lot with our moods. So here you go. I hope that you enjoyed today's talk on mindfulness for beginners. I hope that you enjoyed the exercise, and I will see you next week. I have a little surprise for you guys, so take care.